Oh, she's a happy squirrel, and welcome to the stream. Hi, Angela, Violet Star, GK, Mr. Tinker Train, and Maria. I am here. I don't think you can hear me. Hello. Maybe you can actually hear me now. Because it said my mic was on, but I guess not. But hello, if you didn't catch that, to GK, Violet Star, Angela, Tinker Train, and Maria. And I'm assuming Dad's out there somewhere, like, judging me because I'm now on the stream. You can see one of my cats in the background. That one over there is Pirouette. And there's 8 people in stream, but only 7 likes. But we're not doing too bad for it only being 1 minute in, and me almost being late because I didn't set a timer. There's a reason I don't do the live streams, and Dad does them, because I am a disaster. But how are things going with y'all? Sorry I fixed that like. Well, we're doing okay then. But I'm the one on live stream this week. Trying to give Dad a little bit of a break. I don't have coffee. I do have soda, but it's a little owl mug. And it kind of goes with my cottagecore Halloween thing I have going on today. Because I guess you can't see my shorts. Let me just stand up on the spinny chair. They have little itty bitty mushrooms. And then I have my new frog, who, based on the vote on my Instagram, this is Frogsworth the Wise, Meadow. Then we have Janet the Witch, Jack the Bat, and of course Serotonin the Fox up there. And Dopamine the Frog. I'm all frogged up. I also have my frog earrings on. Not that you could see those with my headset on though. But I am going to get a new mic, hopefully here soon. Once I figure out pricing and that. That way I don't have to wear these. Yes, they are real tats. They were very painful. This one spent an hour and a half getting put in my leg. Friday I got it. And then Meadow I got back in January. The other 2 over here I got in October of last year. They were quite expensive. I'm like, man, my skin is worth more than I am right now. But it's fine. It's a part of me that makes me worth more, right? Right? Yes, Maria. Tattoos do in fact hurt. Basically, you're getting stabbed with a needle lots and lots of times to put ink underneath the skin. That is how they work. Despite that, it doesn't really feel like stabbing. It feels like you're getting scratched, like a cat scratching you, just like with one claw over and over. It's lagging on my end. Hopefully that's not my internet making it lag. If it is, I'm sorry. As you can probably tell, I moved. That's why I didn't take any streams in June, is because halfway through the month I was moving. And now I'm here. And as you can probably tell by the stuff around me, I have not finished unpacking this room. But I've unpacked this lady who's wearing my hat that also has mushrooms. It doesn't really fit over my headset, but I really like this hat, so that's what matters. That's funny. I never did it because I was always broke. Yeah, no. Because getting this little dude on my leg this last week was $150. And he's yay big, about the size of a 3x5 card. So no lag on your end. Okay, that's good, because I don't know how to fix it if there's lag. That's Dad's area. Dad's technologically illiterate and social media illiterate, but I'm YouTube illiterate, and that's what counts, unfortunately, right now. But yeah, no, tattoos are expensive, but you can save up for them. Because usually, if you want a tattoo and you go to the artist, they're not immediately going to have an opening, so that way you have a little bit of time to save up. Piercings also hurt. I got this guy on Friday as well, and I don't know. I'm gonna try my best to show my ear, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's my frog holes in this ear, and then 1, 2, and then 2 up top. And that ear. And those also get expensive. But it's fine. I like my body mods, and that's how I have fun, is I alter my body to suit me. Tech hates me today. That's a mood every single day of my life, Angela. I work in medical technology. Medical instruments are super freaking fussy. And I'm trying to not say bad words on stream so I don't get yelled at by dad later. They're super fussy. Humidity 1% too high, everything crashes. Level fussy. And then I walk by and I can short out a machine by looking at it. It's like I put my stuff on the machine and then someone else has to start the run so it doesn't mess up. It's a good time. And everyone's like, "We don't get it. Why are you?" And I'm like, "It's magic. Thank." That's fun. I can wear so many earring poses. Yeah. I don't really I like dangly earrings, but only for my first holes in my lobes, because otherwise they catch on things and it gets really annoying. But I don't have any in here, but I have Enterprise earrings from Star Trek. I have the little leaf that is on all the cloaks in Lord of the Rings. I have earrings of that. I have earrings of BB-8 because he's a cute little robot from Star Wars, and it might be a she. I don't know. I don't know if robots have gender. I'll have to ask that later, because R2-D2 is definitely a dude. So I don't know. Aw, thanks, Maria. I couldn't even really do much makeup today because I can't put makeup on my nose, and that's the reddest part of my face at any given time of the year. But yeah, I don't know if you guys have any magical questions, or if you have tattoo piercing questions. I have several of each, so I can also answer those. Because right now we are 8 minutes into stream, and I don't know what else to talk about. But it's fine. I'm trying not to be as annoying as usual today. I say as though I actually took my medicine today. I've been up for 2 hours. So this is just me waking up and being like, yeah! Okay, we're gonna have to do that. Can hexing be dangerous? I mean, if you start a hexing fight with someone, yeah. But in general, hexing, as long as you're doing your regular shielding and grounding exercises, shouldn't be dangerous to you. Hexes to other people can obviously be dangerous. It is baneful magic. You are trying to hurt someone. You go in knowing full well you are trying to hurt someone. So, in that way, yes, it would be. But with hexing, just do your regular protections. It shouldn't backfire on you if you're doing the spells properly. Let's see. To your knowledge, does training one's mind with subliminal hypnosis work? Like for opening the third eye, dealing with anxiety? So hypnosis only works if you believe it works. It kind of has a little bit of the placebo effect, put into it. So if you refuse for the hypnosis to work, the hypnosis is not going to work on you. The best way for opening your third eye and working with training your third eye and your astral senses specifically is to start with astral traveling. So making your sanctum, interacting with your dragons or other entities in your sanctum. Build up your hearing, build up your touch, build up your sight. Excuse me. Be able to work with that there will help your third eye senses elsewhere. Hypnosis in general, if you don't let it work, it's not going to work. And if you're relying on that, that means you're also relying on someone else. As for dealing with anxiety, exercise for me helps. Socializing helps, stuff like that. No! Pirouette, come back! Dang cat. She ran away again. But that's Pirouette over there. She's a little shit. So's the other one, who I think is throwing up in the other room because I hear that bleh sound happening in the background. So I hope you don't hear it. The other one who's probably puking is Pixie. They both have P names because why not? I thought it'd be cute if they went together. Um, but yeah, also seeking out therapy. Like you can use some magics to reduce your anxiety, but therapy and like if there's something medical going on, hitting that like right on the nose up front is also really helpful. Though I do recognize it's expensive, so if it is too expensive, do money magic spells to help that out. Let's see. Finally got it working. What the bleep technology? A mood. My birthday is tomorrow. Be nice. Well, happy birthday, Angela. I don't know how old you're gonna be because I have no clue how old anyone is ever. Because like I was talking to Peachy at one point, and then she's like, "Yeah, I'm in my 30s," and I was like, "What? And I'm not? I am the baby." Actually, I'm not the baby. Born's the baby. I am 1 month older than Born. It's funny. He's taller, which I don't like, but I'm older, which I don't think he likes either. But it's fine. I hug stuffed animals and my dolls and meditate and use music. Meditation is also really good for anxiety. It helps clear out that brain. It's also good for depression. So I read one point, it's like depression is living in the past and anxiety is attempting to live in the future. If you do like your meditation practice and keep yourself centered like right here, right now, it should help with both of those. Obviously, also the chemical imbalance and the traumas that you may have faced that haven't quite come through yet, working through that will also help. Um, let's see. You're not short. You're the perfect size for hugs. Yes, I am just real scrawny. Though it's just you hug a little bag of bones. Let's see. Oh, you're gonna be 33. Well, happy 33. You double numbered. Um, can I talk about the experience with the Void Dragon you had on the server? Yeah, so the Void Dragon, so I called him Dexter in there. Dexter isn't his real name. It's kind of along those lines. It like starts with the same letter and then it's a jumble of letters I don't think I could have spelled if I didn't know how to pronounce it and then could kind of guess from there. But so I was talking to Dad about it and he had a ritual table in his background. My ritual table's out in the living room. His was like in the background because I think he was in his ritual room. And I saw the sigil on it that looked like an off-brand version of the Dragon's Eye seal, kind of like multiplied and like done in a weird pattern. And I was like, "That's interesting. What's that?" And he's like, "Oh, it's like a gate, and it goes to this dragon who you definitely shouldn't touch. Don't go talk to this dragon." And I am incorrigible as a person. In case you couldn't tell by the everything that's me, I am not someone you do. Don't do that because I will ask, well, why not? And if you don't give me the why not, I will go mess some shit up. Um, like my mom used to tell me, hey, don't put metal in the microwave. I go, well, why? Why don't I put metal in the microwave? And she'd be like, don't. So you know what I did? I turned around immediately, middle of the microwave. It was a closed can of ravioli. It kind of shorted out in the microwave. I went through like 8 microwaves from the time I was 5 to like 9. Because I'm really bad about listening to people when they tell me things. And so I was like, well, I can draw up energy. I can definitely open that gate. So I did. And it was a bad idea. I used the Dragon's Flame Ritual to get my initial powering for it, and then I pushed in like my own energy I ground up from the earth and stuff like that. And I open this portal, and I go past every single ruler of the dragon elements. And they're like, did your dad put you up to this? What are you doing? Do you know what you're doing? Do you know what kind of problems you are starting for yourself? And I'd be like, I think I know what problems I'm starting. I think I know what I'm doing. No, Dad did not put me up to this. I am stupid in my own right. Thank you. And so I went through and I went past it. And then I come to a very disgruntled Zerg, who is that's the nickname of the head of the Chaos Dragons, the Chaos element, which is the highest of the 9 elements. And Chaos Dragons work in the void, but they live outside the void. The void's like a weird place. And so I was there, And he's looking at me, and he got two heads and his little arms crossed, like, and he asked me all the same questions. He like, "Are you really sure with this? Do you really want to do this?" And I was like, "Well, I got this far. I'm gonna do it now. I'm not chickening out." And he let me go past him, and I went into the void, and the void is, bruh, the void is yike. Um, the void is both everything and nothing because it's the place where like all chaos energy, which is basically like change, creation, and destruction, is basically the thing that chaos does. And all of that is happening at once, all around you on every single side. There's everything, there's nothing, there's all sounds, there's deafening silence. There's just so much stuff going on. There's high pressure, low pressure, and it's just like super trippy. You go in, and I go in, and I'm like calling this name because I'm like, YOLO, I'm gonna figure out what this does. And he doesn't eat me. I got scolded. I got scolded by Dexter the dragon, and it was an interesting time. He is really big. He is really what's that say? Void the fun kind of mind f. Yeah, kind of. It feels kind of homey, but chaos is my natural element. In case you couldn't tell, um, and so I was just like, yeah, this is fine. Excuse my beheaded cat pillow, and um so we were in there, and I talked to him, and I was like trying to get to know him, and he was not real keen on me getting to know him. And he's like, "How'd you get here? Why do you know where I am? Why do you know I exist?" And like I answered all the questions, and the answers are I listened to Dad for once. And so also this is a ragdoll cat. I do not have a ragdoll cat, but I would like to have one at some point. So I got this beheaded cat pillow, and so but he seemed chill. He was like respectful, but he was like the entire time. It's like, when you're like a little, like you see a 3-year-old talking to like a big man in a suit. It was like that vibe, like super professional man. And I'm just here like, hi, I like horses and cats. And he's like, yeah, go like horses and cats somewhere else. What the hell are you doing here? And so it was interesting. I got kicked out of there pretty quick after that because he had actual stuff he had to get done with. And then I come back out, and Zerg's like, "Are you happy with yourself?" And I'm like, "I think I am. I succeeded in what I did." And then I got sent home, and I shook. I shook for 2 hours. I was grounding. I ate food. I grounded down. I took a shower. I was like drinking water, drinking soda, doing everything. And I was just like, "Yeah, no, I should probably call Dad because this isn't going away. I feel awful." And I called Dad, and Dad was like, "What did you do? What did you do?" And I was like, "I did the thing." And he's like, "What'd you do with that thing?" And it was the time. And it took 2 hours for me to calm back down enough to sleep. And then I had real wacky dreams afterwards. And then a lot of wacky happenings in my life. Got my first car accident. Like my wards on the house had like all kinds of like vines and stuff growing over them that I could not get rid of. I lost a job. I got a new job in my career field. I was like right around the time I was graduating from college, and it was just like everything was just like da 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 da, and I could not stop. And I was just in a whirlwind. I'm 2 years later, still kind of in a whirlwind, because like even just moving like from my old apartment to this apartment, just it was kind of a if it could go wrong, it would go wrong kind of scenario. Like straight up, they're like, "Hey, so the last tenant who lived in the apartment you're gonna move into wrecked the place. They took chunks out of the bathtub with we think was a sledgehammer, and while we were replacing the bathtub, the contractors broke the living room window, which was custom fit, and it was just like." Cool, cool, cool. Where am I gonna live? Because this is not even a week before I'm supposed to move in, and things aren't done yet. But now I have a 2-bedroom for the price of my 1-bedroom, which is great because India's expensive. And now I have more space. And yeah, things are still messing with you. Yes, thanks, Dad. I know. I know. I'm living it. I am living it. It's fine. But yeah, no, it was a mess. I do not recommend jumping up and meeting higher rulers when you are not ready for it. Um, but it's fine. Everything's fine. Um, let's see. How do you fight through the feelings of drowsiness and sleepiness when you meditate? Um, I do that? Excuse me. I just kind of sit in the limbo where I am drowsy. I allow myself to be drowsy. I do not allow myself to fall asleep. Because I started meditating in like high school. So, like with that, you kind of have to let the drowsiness seep in. You can't really fight that too much. But if you like force like your mind to focus on something, like focus on kicking out other thoughts, focus on thinking of a specific thing, it should help keep you from falling asleep. Projecting at night, what are you doing? If you're like laying down in bed, you're probably gonna fall asleep. If you're sitting up on the couch, like in your living room, like cross-legged, if you can cross your legs, not everyone's very flexible. You might have better luck. I tend to like sit on the floor, because if I'm sitting in my bed, I'm gonna fall asleep. If I'm sitting on the couch, I'm probably gonna fall asleep. I definitely fall asleep on the floor, but not while meditating. Just playing with the cats, and then I lay over, and then the cat lays on my belly, and I'm like, so that just is up to you. Also, hi Oscar. I definitely didn't say hi to you yet. And hi Aylin. Let's why you jump? No. Okay, hold up. Is Dexter the Chaos Dragon to you? No, Dexter is the dragon in the void. Zerg is the ruler of chaos. Two different entities. Dexter is an overseer attempt type thing. So he is not from an element. He watches over the other 9 elements to make sure the rulers are working together and the dragons within the elements are working together. Kind of organizes that, and then he's like the liaison between the dragon and dragoness who live beyond the void, past the door of reality. They live outside the void. He lives in the void, and then the rest of the dragons live outside the void. So he's like the liaison between, and is like, y'all best be doing what mom and dad said, and the others are like, okay. So he's also real freaking huge. But I guess that happens. Let's see. Yep, exactly the same for me. I don't know what that was response to. Some chaos is just part of my life. Yeah, every life has some amount of chaos. If it has no chaos, there is no change, no growth. There's Pixie. Hold on. Pixie. Look at her. She's beautiful. She's also chunky. She's like 4 pounds heavier than my other cat. She's a big lady. Now they're both in here judging each other. I was gonna put up something so you didn't have to see like the garbage and crap happening in the background, but y'all know me. I am a disaster bean. Ergo, it makes sense for me to have a background that makes no sense. I was just talking to the 7-headed one. 7-headed one. Off the top of my head, I don't know any 7-headed dragons. But recently I haven't been working as much with dragons because I've been working through my voodoo path, and then with moving, I've not really been doing a lot of magic in general because moving takes a lot out of you, and I was working full time through the entire thing, which I should have took a few days off to just move, but I didn't because why would I? I just make bad decisions all the time. He sounds like he wants to be left alone and take his 4th nap and is just done with humanity. I mean, humanity is like the ants on the surface of the universe. So yeah, I'd be done with a whole bunch of ants coming in like, hello, hello. I'd be done with it too. Like, could you imagine just an ant walks up to you and it just starts talking to you like it knows you? Like, it's calling your name and you're like, excuse me? Get out of here. But it's fine. Pixie, come here. I would like to hug you. Plus, my cat won't come say hi. But yeah, no, I definitely, if an ant started coming up and talking to me, I'd be like, no, go away. Had a person once comment to me, "You're the most grounded chaos vortex I know." That, yeah, we love the chaos vortex here. Let's see. I thought 2020 for 2021 was not. Was that? I mean, to an extent, that was kind of an awakening for everyone. It seems like approximately every 100 or so years it happens, just to refresh the energies. And then obviously with the big pandemic happening across the board, which sucked, but it got me my job because when I lost, when I ended up, I didn't get fired. I quit the job because everything was going wrong when I worked at the grocery store that I worked at in college, and then like right around the time I graduated, I was still working there because I was trying to decide, do I go to grad school or do I keep working or try to enter the workforce? And then the pandemic happened, and I was like, I'm not going to try to do grad school online. That sounds awful. And so um, I ended up staying on at the grocery store. Everything was going terribly because it was the pandemic and everyone was like panic shopping and everything was awful, and they were treating the staff bad because we were running out of things, but it's not our fault we're running out of things. And I was a cashier, so I got a brunt of it every single day, and I just could not. And then I got a job in COVID testing, which is how I became a medical technologist because I've worked in that for 2 years. I now do what's called flow cytometry, where I basically look at your immune cells and like basically figure out what kinds of immune cells you have, how are they proliferating, stuff like that, and what's on them, are they tracking properly, growing properly, disappearing properly. And yeah, it was kind of a wake up call for everyone. That's just kind of what happened in my life. Um, that's awesome. Congrats on your new space. Thank you. I have a good teacher for you. It's because I'm a chaos being. Hello, Carrie Strangeland. Next time, listen, Dad, from the bottom of my heart. Um, so yeah, no. Uh, do we respect our parents in this household? We should, but no. I actually do. I just am not prone to listening. Because I am hard-headed, as is he. We like to learn things the hard way. Hard Knock College is the college to go to, or not that if you're smarter than us. Um, Let's see. I personally have to be doing something with my hands. I knit while meditating. That's cool. I stab myself with knitting needles by accident all the time, so then it takes me out of my meditation, so I can't. I tried crocheting, and then when I came back to, I jacked up the project I was working on. I was like, cool, cool, love that. Definitely had to spend an hour undoing everything I did, but that's fine. You young ladies rock. You and Angela. Thank you. Uh, let's see. I hold a doll for that. If I hold something, if it falls, it wakes me up just enough. That's fair. That's a good way not to fall asleep. I tend to find if I'm falling asleep, I go from like here to here, and then like that motion jerks me up. I don't know what my hair is doing. Hold on. Okay, now it's not in my face. So that's possible too. Just you have to figure out what works for you, because what works for me probably won't work for you. For me, like I drink a whole bunch of caffeine beforehand, so like while I'm meditating, I'm getting more awake. But I try to stay in it. Um, let's see. Oscar Flores says, "Hey, hey. How often do you meditate? Should meditate daily. I kind of get like currently I'm at like 3 times a week because I am not where I should be. I should be really getting back into it and diving back in now that I'm starting to get more settled. But usually, like as soon as I'm home from work, I'm unpacking. I'm trying to figure out where things go, what to do with them, trying to relax because everything's been like the whole time. So things could be worse, but it's just like a lot. Um, so, but ideally, you should try and meditate daily. Let's see. I listen to ends on low volume and meditations like ASMR. Usually meditate till I'm too tired to stay awake. That's fair. Meditation is also a good way to help you sleep. It's actually something recommended if you have insomnia. Um, so that's fair. I actually like listening to the sounds of like fire or water. Sometimes like wind through leaves. If I'm like specifically working with like an element, I will try and match the element to the sound I have in the background. Not something with a lot of talking. Talking takes me out. Cat purring is also great if my cats would ever hang out with me. Hang out with me, damn you! No, don't just. Her water bowl and food bowl's right back there, so that's what she's doing. She's being heckin' rude. You should love me. Um, the official cat herder dragon. Yeah, that would be nice. I would herd them away from the door so they don't try and run out every time I go to or from work. Um, but also so I would have buddies. I don't have buddies right now. My Shiba Inu came rushing in as soon as you showed your cats and pounced on me. Love that. We love good doggo. My major in college was biology with a focus in genetics. I was also originally had a focus in zoology as well. And with that, I actually had wanted to do what's called conservation genetics, which is working with zoos and like endangered species in general to diversify the genetics of a population as opposed to continually inbreeding, excuse me, as what often happens during conservation. Because basically you're funneling all the genetics from here to a smaller population, then it gets progressively smaller as it goes down and more intertwined, which isn't great for the genetic health of a thing. And once they get super inbred, there's not too much left usually, and the species is more likely to die out. So trying to like head off that. So instead of having it from a funnel here to here immediately, funnel here and then like trying to keep it wider. And then I minored in German, which has helped me with effectively nothing. It actually helped me a little at the grocery store because we have a small German population around here, but we also have a French population. I don't know where all the French people are coming from. I mean, like France, but like, why are they? Because like it makes sense for Indiana to have like the German because there was a huge influx of Germans. I want to say circa 1860. I don't know where the French people are doing. Um, Sometimes there's no replacement for actual experience. Yes. Sometimes you just have to be the kid putting the fork in the electric socket. Like, you can tell me all you want, it's gonna zap you. And you know what? Until I get zapped, I probably won't recognize I'm gonna get zapped. And then I get zapped and I'm like, wow, common sense should have told me that. But did it? Yes and no. GK says, I try to learn from others' mistakes, but sometimes you have to do it yourself. Exactly. Learning from others' mistakes helps to an extent, but like sometimes having that first-hand knowledge is a little bit more helpful. Peer, peer, please. I know if I get up, she's just gonna go running out of the room. That one's more skittish than the other. I think the other one's less skittish just because she's fat and doesn't run as fast. Probably equally as skittish, but like not quick enough to get away from me. Um, let's see. Hi, Taylor. Taylor says, I crochet, found it a bit easier on my wrist because of carpal tunnel. I actually get tendonitis in like my thumbs and wrist because of the work I do because it's all repetitive motion. So for me, crocheting is a little bit easier. Um, Also, less coordination of two hands. Also, I am really bad. Like, I'll finish a row, I'll set down my needles, and then the cat will take a needle, and then I never find the needle, and it's really hard to finish projects unless I have a bunch of the same needles around. Though when I was moving, I did find a stash of like needles and other like sewing type stuff under my couch because the damn cats was stealing it. But it's fine. The cat herder dragon was in response to Dexter riding herd on the other dragons. That makes sense. Used to call forum moderators cat herders. Forum, like Reddit. Interesting. That makes sense. I would like a cat herder dragon though to have them con which would probably be an earth dragon who would like working with cats, probably. My utmost respect and love to those herding cats in any realm, though. Yeah, it's hard to herd the cats and ants and the crazies without going crazy yourself. Yeah, you're talking to a mod of like a Magick server. Yeah. You guys don't get too crazy on us. It used to be a little bit crazier in the Discord, which if you're not in the Gilded, you should join the Gilded and you can talk to me. I usually lurk. I lurk and then answer questions and then go back to lurking. But yeah, you can hang out with us. We are hoping at some point to do like a big Zoom meetup so we can like actually like hang out and like voice chat with everyone in there. Because voice chat on Gilded isn't super great, just like how text chat on Discord wasn't super great. But definitely catch us in the Gilded. I think there's a link somewhere in the channel. I'm pretty sure it's in the video description. Unfortunately, it won't let me scroll down, not zoom down, scroll down to see it, because why would it be helpful to me at all? We no longer have a Discord, Tinker Train. Discord went through and was like eliminating Magick servers. I don't know why. But they were eliminating Magick servers, so we moved over to Gilded, which is basically just off-brand Discord. At least for text chat, it works better. Oscar asks, what do you recommend for beginner energy work? Beginning with energy work, you should be grounding, shielding, centering, basics. So you can find stuff like that on the channel. Other things would be like feeling your own energy, being able to like gather it to certain areas of your body and like kind of pushing it around your body would be a good way, as well as like being able to figure out your energy versus other sources of energy. So like, I don't know if you've like ever walked into a room like after an argument and like you can feel like the bad vibe of the room. Like being able to differentiate like that from your own energy would be good, and like working through that. And then start playing with energies from other things. So like the Dragon's Flame ritual will give you energy from like dragons, so you can feel that in comparison to your energy. Working with like if you want to call up like a demon or a dragon, or a demon or an angel or a dragon or a fae or something, feeling how their energy is different than your energy. And like figuring out where you are first. Another thing you can do is like really focus on a color and then pushing that out into your aura. And like being able to manipulate the energy and understand and recognize the energy of yourself first, and then exercising it outward would probably be great. Also, meditating to help figure out and like understand all of that. Like, you do this practice, meditate on it a bit, try and figure out, what did I learn? What can I do better? Stuff like that would be helpful for that. Let's see. Angela says, I try and bring blessings and hugs, not the chaos with me. Hugs and blessings go to the world. I bring the chaos with me everywhere I go. It kind of goes everywhere. Hugs be back. Oh, okay. Bye-bye. What does hex squirrel mean? It's because when I started doing magic, the first spells I ever worked with were actually hexes, and squirrel because I am just really squirrely. It's like my family nickname. Like, I don't actually have any squirrels in here. I'm hoping I found this really cool squirrel hanging on my why you fall? This really cool squirrel hanging thing on Amazon that I'm hoping to get. It looks like just like a little squirrel happening, and I can't hold my duckies today. And so, with that, it's just kind of me. I'm prone to hexing while driving and stuff like that. Baneful magic is kind of like one of the areas I work more in. So hex, squirrel. Mom and dad call me squirrel all the time. So that's where that comes from. When you say shielding, is it another way of saying RP? LBRP. I don't know what LBRP stands for. My brain is not registering those letters. Dad sent pictures of little eyes. I don't know what this means! What does it mean? But it's fine. Okay, bye duck. I have another duck. It's fine. So, lesser banishing ritual. Oh, I see. Shielding? No. Shielding is protecting your energy. Banishing ritual is to get rid of something else. Lesser banishing ritual of the pentacle. Thank you. I was like, that's a lot of letters that mean nothing to me. I do not do those kind of rituals. I am not a ceremonial magician. As you could probably tell, I don't have the patience, and goodbye duck, to do that. So this is you can't see this. This is a little chalk penguin. Look how cute it is. But no, banishing is to get rid of something. It'd be like you could use that to cleanse your space, and where shielding is basically pulling your energy from your aura into yourself and then putting a protective barrier over it. Bubble shielding is like the easiest way to teach beginners, but you can teach ways to basically do baneful magic. So if like someone tries to take or affect your energy, you can send out a little "get the heck away from me" type thing. But shielding is basically like a little body armor for you. Let's see. Dad said no, the lesser banishing ritual, the pentagram, is a cleansing ritual. There you go. Help set the space, will not shield you. Yeah, no. I have chalk all over my hands. I should have foreseen this, but I didn't. Let me just wipe that off my chair. Wipe it off. Let's see. I usually use sci-fi body armor. That's kind of cool. I just think of me being in like a hamster ball. I'd act my hamster ball, and then if you touch it, it could send out little spikes. But yeah, thanks on the shielding bubble wrap. Bubble wrap would be effective. I could bubble wrap. I have pink bubble wrap. Pink's my color. Also, next week I'm supposed to be dyeing my hair this color. Like part of my hair. The roots will still be dark, but I'll have pink hair. It'll be pretty. So here's my practice run for how my hair will look. So hi Said or Saeed. How am I? I am sprightly. I'm energetic. Moving and grooving. I haven't eaten yet. I'm just running on Dr. Pepper right now. I'm just like soda and bubble wrap and duckies, and it's fine. So what powers do you use to build your circles? So I use a form of grounding where I put down roots and then I pull up energy to replace energy I'm putting down. So I take out the bad energy and bring up good energy. Sometimes I bring up extra good energy and use that to set my space. I also am very prone to using the Dragon's Flame ritual, which also takes you in a circle. And that is on the channel. You can find that around here somewhere. So that is also a good way to set it. There are other entities and use other ways to do it. I'm gonna. Wait, hold on. I have a cat. Hold on. 1 second. Come here. Come here. I know you're intrigued by the bubble wrap. Come here. Yep. That's one. And no, please stay. Please stay. No, come here. No, here what? Please, I just picked you up. Please, no, good. Well, I had both of them. Okay, it's fine. Everything's fine. There's bubble wrap on the floor. I will move that back to where it goes, which is over here. I have decided. I was trying to show you my cats, but they don't like being picked up and held. They'll sit in my lap, but they have to come to me first. Which kind of sucks. Sorry if that got loud. Can you explain the difference between evocation and invocation? Is there any way for making it safe as possible to do in a house with small children? All right. First thing, evocation versus invocation. Invocation, literally inside of you. Kind of like possession would be a form of invocation that goes to an extreme and basically allows them to control your body. However, invocation draws them into you. Evocation is outside of you, like exit, outside. So evocation, I can evoke this to be like right here. Invoke would be, it's not going to fit, but like right here. So that is the main difference. Evocation will affect your energy slightly less than invocation. Invocation, with bringing their energy literally inside of you, will mess with your energy more and have a longer term lasting effect on you. But both of them are a way to talk to that entity. As far as making it safe for a house of children, you could attempt to shield the room you're doing the ritual in. In general, most entities, as long as like there's like demons and angels, probably won't go after your kids. Dragons like kids, fae like kids. They'll probably be safe in general as far as not scaring them, however, because kids are more prone to having their third eye and astral senses open and available. Just like letting them know, you can actually let them help you or be a part of the ritual if you would like. But if you want to keep them from getting scared, closing off the room you're in, maybe shielding it, protecting it, making sure the entity knows to stay there with you. Stop fighting with you in that space as opposed to going and trying to meet the kids. But in general, most entities aren't going to try and hurt your children. Fae and dragons are especially known for being imaginary friends to children. Meaning, like, when your kid's like, oh, I have this friend I'm talking to. This is Seraphina. Seraphina was my fae friend when I was little. I have not seen her again since. That's what she allowed me to call her. And because of that, that is a fae who's, like, literally just working with a kid. And children themselves are usually fine. But if you want to keep them separate, literally physically separating your space, you can shield your space similar to like a ward, or quite literally warding your space to make sure kids stay out, entities stay in, would be a good effective way to do that. Oh, and Dad just posted the evocation versus invocation video in chat. I forgot there was one of those on the channel. The cats objected. Yes, they did. Hi, Aft. Aft asks, how important do you believe it is for someone who works in healing magic to know more about the mundane aspects of medicine? I think that is actually very important, especially depends on what you're working on. It looks like my nose is starting to bleed a little bit. So with that, like if you're working with herbal medicine, you should know what those herbs do outside of magic. Cause like sure, like foxglove, great for hearts. You know what that is? It's a poison. Effectively, it's slowing down your heart. That's how it works. So like knowing how it is in the scientific realm as well as in a magical realm. In magical realm, I do believe it counts as a healing herb, but it's also a poison herb. So knowing the mundane of this is what it does to a human body as opposed to just the magical. This is what it does in magic. Really freaking helpful. Healing energetically, making sure you know like what those energies will affect in the body. Some of that's going to be like trial and error to learn. And there are some things you can heal with magic and some things you can only heal with mundane. Or I guess not only, but it's more helpful to heal in the mundane. Like lemon tea with honey, great for a sore throat. You can imbue that with magic and make it a potion. That is a great like traditional like old medicine magic folklore way to do it. But like the COVID shot's still a COVID shot that would be helpful for you to get, kind of thing. It's not magic will only go like so far in that kind of stuff. So knowing the mundane is actually really helpful. So I'm still trying to learn my healing magics, admittedly. But then like working in a medical field is helpful because now I have like the scientific view to go with the magical view. Let's see. I like kids, but I couldn't eat a whole one. That's fair. They're adorable though. They're just little snuggies. Let's see. I grew up in a household where seeing and talking to spirits and entities was normal, says Aylin. It really depends on how it is presented to the kids. Exactly. Because in my house, it was presented like, yes, you can see them, yes, you can hear them. Do not work with them. Do not try and interact with them until you're older. Especially because kids are naturally chaotic. They are going through huge changes through their life. I mean, think of like a baby. Baby first out of the womb comes out like can't hold its own head, can't see more than like 2 or 3 feet in front of it, can't do anything, can't get up, can't walk around, just cries. That's its only means of communication. To a 1-year-old who can kind of talk a little bit, can get up, can usually like crawl, can walk. Some of them can run, which gets kind of weird because it's like you were just born a minute ago. What are you doing? Like the changes in that year are hugely chaotic. So working with entities when you're really young can be dangerous because it might affect the energies of that kid growing up, which can create more lasting effects as they're going through these quick phases and quick changes over time. But how you present it to them will really determine, oh, I'm scared of that, versus that's there, I just don't interact with it because it might mess with me, versus it's there and I can interact with it because it's nice to me. How it presents to kids is really important. So if you're going to have kids and work with magic, that is something important to think about. So thank you for that, Aylin. I like your take on it. Evoke and invoke. Thank you. Thank you, Violet Star. Hi, MM. I've noticed that now, since I have started working with dragons, people are more attracted to my energy. Shield. Shield, 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 shield. Shield. Because if you pull it in, others won't sense it as much. And Dad said literally the same thing. Ayo, I actually listened this time. So yeah, no, if you shield your energy, people will not pick up on it, people will not be able to affect it as much, and people won't take it. It is as much a protection for you as it is for them. Though I guess more for you, because others, like, if you have all these good vibes, these good happy vibes, and then you get a negative Nelly over here, you're like, as opposed to if you're shielding, you might be like, hi, negative Nelly, bye. So, but also, like, if you're in a really bad mood, I'm bad about not shielding as much when I'm in a bad mood, because I'm just like, rawr! I can affect other people's moods, and that's not great, and that's not nice to do to other people. Sometimes it's funny to do to other people, but it's usually not nice to do to other people. So it's like, when you're in an office or in an area where it's like that one person has a really bad mood and it's wrecking everyone else's mood. If you're shielding, that person's mood isn't going to affect you as much, or if they were shielding, it also would stay more in them. That's probably the main thing it's useful for. Violet Star says, I got some hot food powder to put at the spot where the dog poop person goes to. I don't want them to come to them. Don't want harm to come to them. Do I do something special? Hot food. I don't know what hot food powder is off the top of my head. Dog poop person. I honestly don't know, Violet Star. I can ask Dad to answer that one. So Dad, directly underneath your shield and pull in your energy thing is that question. I honestly don't know what that refers to. My bad. Let's see. If I do magical healing on myself, I use magic and tea because tea is safe and I know I can drink it. Make sure you know what the herb in your tea is. Because, like I said, with Foxglove, might have healing properties, but how it works functionally in medicine is it slows down your heart. And there's a lot of things that, unless you're taking like actual herbalist classes that are like medically guaranteed to be safe, you really have to watch that, because some people don't think about how herbs affect the body outside of magic, and they can really end up hurting themselves and poisoning themselves. And every so often you see it come into the hospital and you're like, what'd you do? You giving those witches a bad name. But I do healing meditations too. Those would be good. I know a friend who could use that advice. Fair. Yep. As you do more magic, your energy will get stronger and more attractive in general, which will call in other entities because they know you're stronger and more capable of, at that point, of working with them. You can still tell them, hey, no, I don't really want to work with you right now. Setting boundaries also works in magic, not just IRL. So, Violet Star asks, can I place a beautiful rose bubble around me while I did jump? Ah! Okay. All the time, so I don't glow too bright for anyone. Yes, you can. That would be a shield. I just set an alarm. I have an alarm set. I have 5 minutes left in this chat, and I still haven't scrolled to the end. Maybe a wild tattoo that always works. You can imbue your tattoos with magic. Usually don't tell your tattoo artist while they're doing it, because you don't want them to mess with the energy you're putting in. I usually put in my energy as it's healing. but you can do that. But yes, you can use tattoos to like aid with shielding and have them as you're always on. I actually do it with my little necklace here. It's protective, and I never take it off, and then I recharge it. Basically, I did the magic, so it's supposed to recharge every time I ground and shield type stuff. So let's see, hot food. Shield tattoos are not as always a good idea as you think, says Dad, because they will draw energy from your physical body to generate the shield. Again, if you do it to draw from ambient energy, you can get around that a little bit, but you don't want to hurt your health, so don't draw energy from your physical body. I'd use it, so like when I'm grounding, how I pull up excess energy, I use that for this. I'm not using my energy, even though I physically have plenty of energy. It's not good to draw from your own energy and make yourself really sick. Dad says hot food powder, if it is the real stuff, you cannot put limitations on it or it will not work. I don't know what. Oh, hot foot powder. Oh, yeah. Good luck. No clue. Yeah, he answered that one because I would not have known. Yours are pre-mixed lavender, mint, raspberry. I like raspberry rosehip personally, and it gives it a really nice pink color. And it's kind of sweet, but not overly sweet for tea. Lavender mint might not be bad though. I like regular mint tea. Okay. Dad says this is an all or nothing thing, and part of how it works is you place it and let go of all connections and concerns for that person. That's how hot foot powder works effectively. I have a group of 4 ladies I love and never want to glow too bright while we knit. That makes sense. But yeah, shield. My pendants go back to the altar for a recharge every night. That would also work, especially so like if I'm not grounding by using my roots, I will actually. That's what I use my crystals for. Is I'll ground my excess energy to my crystals, which are out in the living room area. I leave them up for decorations because they're pretty, and then I can put my excess energy in them, and then I can use that energy later for other things. It's like making little batteries, effectively. And then, if I wanted to, I guess I could put my necklace on that, but I never really take it off. The one time I took it off, I lost it for 2 weeks, and I cried, and I almost had to buy another necklace, but I found it. Or I guess the Fae found it. The Fae found it for me, and then I was really thankful. I'll have to raspberry and rosehip. Yes, it's a really good tea. I used to drink it every day in college. I've been having a hard time finding the brand I like of it though. I think it was called like Pickwick or something like that. But it's a good tea. I like that one. We have 2 minutes left. Is anyone? Oh, here we go. Af asked, asking for a friend. Is it possible to prevent trance states? My friend has gone into one twice on 2 separate occasions during deity communication. Or deity. Sorry, I don't know why I said deity. Without calling it, and was just curious. Well, prior, like if they're in like a meditation and going into trance state, they can ask that entities not contact them in that time. If they just say it out loud, kind of put it into the universe, it should help with that. To an extent, you can block communications and block that trance state by continuing your focus in, but trance in general is a deep meditative state. So it is actually usually a good state to try and get into. It can be good for healing. If you're into D&D, that's what the elves use for sleep. Stuff like that. Advice on developing the clairs. As I said at the beginning of the stream, if you go to your astral sanctum, build an astral sanctum, work with entities in there, just explore. Try eating food in your astral sanctum to develop taste and to develop smell and touch. Go into an astral plane, touch the grass, go swim in the water, feel how it feels on your body to develop, because it should feel real. If it doesn't feel real, it will give it time to help you develop as you continue to go back and do those things over and over again. Try having a conversation with an entity you work with in astral. See them. What are they wearing? What does their hair look like? Do they have hair? What does their voice sound like? Not just what they're saying. And being able to figure that out will help you develop the clairs. Yogi's lavender with honey and 300 brand tea. Okay, that's good. I like regular plain black tea without sugar, and then I like water it down really much, like a lot. That's also good, and I drink it with ice in the summer. Cool beans. Thanks, Angela by Drake. Oh, shoots and ladders. It is 8 o'clock. Um, join the server. Join the Gilded. It should be below the video somewhere or elsewise in the channel. If you have questions, you can hit us up in the Gilded server. I'm there. Dad's there. Jade, Ronaldus, PG, I think is still there. I haven't talked to her in a while because I haven't really seen her in a while. She's been busy. Doing all that stuff. You can chat with us, ask us questions in the server. Otherwise, like, subscribe, follow this channel. Dad has other social medias, including Instagram, I believe Twitter. There is also a Facebook group that isn't super active, but there is a Facebook group. And see you guys later. Goodbye.